We got 10 minutes before 11 o'clock. Less than 24 hours of trading left. They are destroying the euro dollar. So the euro dollar is getting spanked like the pound got spanked. Look at the British pound. What in the hell? So those sells that I put in, they were pretty good, but it was a high probability trade, by the way. But it's only about 20 pips, so it's not the big engulf trade. Because once they pop that cork, So I did have a crop of sell limits up here. I make about 20, 30, 40 pips off that. But now it looks like everybody's looking at the insanity of these markets. Look at this euro dollar. Can't somebody cut this currency a break? That is a sell off. So we're buying into underwater below the round number. Seriously bought into that. So I hold on for dear life into London Open. Hopefully we don't got any more because I'm kind of stressing the account out a little bit there. The open drawdown of 1,400. That's not too good, but it's a giant position, so it's like $1 million position. But it's Asia. It's quiet. It's a slow death if it drips down. But I'm counting on my 4-hour chart to bail me out. 4-hour chart made new lows. That's my edge. We could punch through the floor. Every time we punch, I'm always going to buy this failure to support. I mean, it crushes through. This is supposed to be the place where the sellers come in, but they don't come in until up here. But this is a nice clean. Not a lot of pips, so you trade really big on this currency. So if I was in the pound, I could probably be in 300K and make the same amount of money. A little wider spread, but that's what we're looking at. We're waiting. All over again. We're waiting till 15-minute traders stabilize. But the current state of affairs is we're buying here and we're buying lower on limits. Just about to max the account out there as far as, but if they take me out. I got stops in there, and then it would, if you have a hard stop, then it's going to take you out and you go flat, and that's when you could put a gap of 10 to 20 pips to the next pack of orders in there. But I think of it as coming down in these shelves, it's coming down. So I was messing around with the Fibonacci tool to use that as a way to gauge your imaginary tickets. We're imagining every fib handle as being an entry. So if you put up the typical Fibonacci, they give you the 4 point something all the way. There's probably about, God, how many lines is on there? About at least 10. So you could get in all those spaces, and each one is a ticket, and depending what time frame, and right now I'd be buying below the 20. So for all of tonight, I just accept that I'm going to be buying new lows. In this meltdown, this endless meltdown of the currency, only because I'm just trusting and believing it's just not going to go on forever. So just like the guy that's saying I'm running a 15 pip stop, it's okay if they stop me out of my standard lot because I'll just buy deeper. I'll buy 2 standard lots with a 30 pip stop. And I'll be like, okay. And of course, when you get to the bottom there and you've got enough money left in the account, you're getting in the bottom, it's a $5 million position with a 100 pip stop, trying to make 300 pips, and then you're done. That'd be the trade. You'd be done with the trade the rest of the year. I always wonder how, how to gauge the but Asia's quiet, so we are looking for this to come back to the scalpers exit. I'm not sure I've got any targets there, but just the same, I'd like to see it come to here and bang on this floor, and then, or just by 1 o'clock. I wish it was 1 o'clock right now because I just buy at the mark and go back to sleep because I always want to buy in new lows. The rate of change on this is starting to die out too, so I can run tighter and tighter stops. You just have to have these ready to go. So I have these buy at the market with a 12 pip stop. I've actually got, since I'm not running a lot of tickets now, I'm running 4-hour tickets. I can come in at the market now. So I freed up, so I got to be careful because the broker was locking me out, and it was a nice way to manage the account for me because I couldn't pull the trigger anymore. So some of these accounts some brokers only allow so many tickets to run, which is kind of a bonus if have your thing set at 1K and you're buying at the market and you get excited about a trade. It's going to keep you from, it's like having a governor on the situation. Not a nanny state governor, but a regulation that's just built into the, you don't blow up the engine kind of governor. And this kind of just poking at the market, here, like just building these positions, and okay, they stopped me out. All right, yeah. And these sell-offs and these moves are just incredible. We knew this was going to happen. If we look to the left, there's nothing. I said there's no support. I said it last night, there's no support, but there's really no support on any time frame. I think that's another. Well, certainly the speed of this crush says that those are like prices we haven't seen in a long time, because normally when the market does move, I would say it's got a nice, these are screaming moves from a range into another structure. It's just mind-boggling that people are going to put a moving average on this kind of full tilt slam dance of price. I mean, get a load of this bounce here at 20 pips and then shearing down 80, 60 pips. Here's a pause. So here was your only pullback to sell on the 1 hour. The only chance. Here was your double bottom. You could have queued this one up if you could have seen this bottom. You had like when it was up here, you could put a buy limit down there. So when it's up, you could put a buy limit down to pick that up. And just keep putting the orders. I mean, put it, if you really don't want to, you don't want to get tendonitis, you put a 10K in there, If you're that certain about, if you got that much money, yeah, who's going to mess around with 1Ks, right? I just do it because it's an exercise. It's like playing every fret on the guitar, the key of Chromania. Just play the whole fucking, just don't leave anything out. Just just play every note. But I guess it's the here. If we do put in the limits, and that would be the disciplined part of trading, I suppose. Because trading at the market to me is the most crazy, I don't even know how that could be disciplined. I guess if you're waiting for the very top of the hour, boom, I hit the button. Okay, look at you. But I don't know if I can wait. Like if I see it crashing into the top of the hour or into this like opening of the markets, typically top bottom of the hour, the news comes out. I mean, these systems are looking at, and notice that 5-minute window before and after the top of the hour and before and after the bottom of the hour. That's pretty crazy. And that really hit me off guard, this British pound news today. I was not expecting it like an 80 pip rip. If I'd have thought about it, You gotta, that's what the news does. You know, they bid it down into the news and then it just goes ripping the other way, or they bid it up and it goes ripping down, or they bid it up and it goes ripping up, and then people can't figure that one out. But it wouldn't matter if you got to stop in, you're stopped out. You do it again. Rinse and repeat every day on this nonsense, total nonsense trading. Like, God, they just took out the low from yesterday, so that's why I bought. That's all I'm saying. On the 1 hour chart here, toss, you know, the zigzags, you can see everything you want on this 1 period moving average. To me, it just makes total sense. Okay. You can see it climb up these little drifts and then just crush into, like, what the fuck? It's not even looking back. Not even trying to look back. And so when is it going to start looking back? I just watched the most ridiculous movie. It's the most brutal movie. When the makeup was so good, I thought this guy's eye cannot be that fucked up. I'm so sorry. No, it was a horror flick. But this market's a fucking horror flick. So we're waiting for the top of the hour. When we get to 11 o'clock, that's the way I look at it. We're 2 hours. We're halfway through the 4 hour chart. Is this really going down anymore? So I got in pretty heavy here. But you know, it's quiet, and I just kind of got in because I put the orders down there, and I'm just accepting. And I bought a lot at the market. I must have bought, I'm thinking 300 clicks, 300K buying at the market. It's one thing to throw a rack at 10K in there and have it crush into those orders. It's a whole nother thing to keep. That's the reason why I put the limits in, because yeah, if I had to trade 1Ks at the market, sure, that's ridiculous. You know, you have to pile into that. You know, so if you're going to put a 10K on that trigger pull, or even a 3K, you know, that might be more your speed. You know, hey, a couple 3Ks there. Don't, you know, we're getting in. We're getting in fucking 20K. Deal with it, you know. But with different stops. The whole point is different stops, different targets. You got a 12 to make 14, a 14 to make 22, blah, blah, blah. You can make it whatever you want. The one at the bottom is my anger trade. 50 pip stop to make 100. So when the market's crushing down, those are some of those tickets at the top. But I'm accepting that. And then I have the ones fine-tuned right now I should be buying, okay? But I'm so heavy in this trade, I can't buy anymore. Besides, it just took out the low yesterday. That's why you just have to sit in this trade now. Okay, that's my last buy. Because I didn't get a signal here. You know, I did buy this new low, but they stopped me out 10 pip stops. Yeah. When it came down here, so I was in 5 standard lots. I put 5 more on when I saw it go down there. So I was frantically buying because when it closed underneath this low, you got to get it on that. Come on. I'm going to buy some more. Come to think of it, and I hurry up before it comes and blows through that. I don't want to have the sellers come in there and then take it down. So that's why I'm buying now. I'm done buying, I swear to God. But I'm telling you, by the time London opens, we should be up here. I'm just going to make this call. We should be at least here, because if we're not, there's going to be a problem. We could actually take these tickets off as losses, because when this comes to here, it's going to be like, it's like $10,000 move, right? I mean, that's a nice, like $5,000. We make like $5,000 in this trade. Oh, I don't know. I think it's just so funny now, because I'm thinking about how the trend traders would be saying to me, like, I did a couple live streams where the people were saying to me in the chat room, why are you buying that plunge? And they can't see it's going down. I know, but wait till this thing retraces, right? I mean, look at the weekly. Do you really think, like, okay, look at the weekly. Do you really think this thing's going to fall apart and go down? Let's take a serious look at this. Let's do that top bottom view. Okay, it could go lower. But wouldn't you buy it if it went below here? See, now you can see the pips. It's a whole different story, isn't it? I gotta say, it's about the pips. Um, as soon as it got down here, at least I didn't buy here. I did buy here earlier, but I got out. There was bounces inside this thing. Then when it got to here, you were like, once it got below this into this box, those bounces were tradable. In fact, you could even do that in golf, right? So you had comes down into here, you buy, you don't even make back to the breakout point. You got to dump. You got to take those 20 pips. So you have to have that 10, 15, 20 pip targets. Here I got some greedy targets though, because if I'm going to swing trade it, I'm going to get in here like this. Oh, this is like a perfect swing trade, right? Just like, how much lower can this thing go, and just keep piling in. And then once it starts to take off and go up, don't buy anymore. Don't chase it then, because you got to get to that point where the trend traders are starting to buy, but you're already in, and you've already scalped out. You've already taken the unfair value, those fresh lows. If we close here at 1 o'clock in the morning, below here, okay, my view is people are looking at this now going, well, is it, why wait, right? How much lower could it go? And am I going to stay awake and pull the trigger? So people that trade the market, they're going like, let's pull the trigger, go to sleep. And put some limits down there. But you want to buy below the newest low. You got to go against, you go, this is the targets for the trend traders that are sold. I'm sure they're cashing out something. And don't forget your indicators to be oversold right now. But you could put a buy stop on the, if you felt better, you put a buy stop on the top of this 15-minute, and you just say, I'm going to put a buy stop here if it's really going up. And I've done that trade many a time because I had the buy stop on a hotkey, and I just stack buy stops like this right now. I go, you know what? I'll do some goober entry here on the 15, and but I prefer to buy it before that happens. So on the half hour, there was a chance to buy here, and then the 1 hour, yeah, I could keep tanking, I suppose. It looks like it's running out of fuel to the downside in the 4 hour though. So this is a tremendous move. When they sliced through that, it was like, if they're gonna shear off your orders. So I know what people are doing, and I know why they're probably astounded by these moves. And that's only a 40 pip window there, So we are underwater. It's 50 pips sell off almost. Cut right through the floor. Pause for a little bit of pause here, and then straight down another 20 pips. Hard dead cat bounce. One more sell, more sellers. Now the big challenge is what happens when we come back to this 8-hour bars. What's the story then? Are we gonna, look, it's cute little dojis I just noticed. Forget what I said about those candles. These are so cute. Look at these. Inverted hammer. There you go. There's a signal. But yeah, these pauses, yeah, market orders. When the market pauses like that, yeah, get in the market. Buy or sell. When it opened to close, I would say that is ATR right there. Like, that means the market's barely moving. You could sell there or you could buy. Right now, we are hard down on this candle. If we close in 2 hours down here, yeah, I suppose people are going to hold their longs and they're just going to see what happens. That's what I'm going to do. I don't know if this is the breakdown, like the turtle traders are selling here and their targets down here, and I'm just a fool to be buying. Maybe. But that wouldn't be the first time. And you're just kind of betting, what's possible at the end of the week. It's been a tremendous sell-off for the euro, and it could just keep dripping down tonight, down this hole. So that's going to be the challenge. Here comes the top of the hour, so we should see some drama here. I don't know if any news is coming out, but the non-farm payroll nonsense is coming out tomorrow. I guess that's the big thing. And there'll be a bunch of people shoring up their positions before that, so there should be a movement of some direction on these currencies into that news, and then maybe it rejects that price and comes ripping back when the news comes out. But all those scenarios, you could look at the chart right now and kind of guess that, sure, if they keep dripping this thing down here, what I'm thinking is that people are going to buy it now and hold it until the news comes out, and we could be back at that round number, and then we'd have some money. So I just have to have a realistic view of momentum here. The question's always going to be, well, what now? As time ticks along, do you want to start selling now? Do you think it's in a downtrend enough? Do you think it's a confirmed downtrend? Think we should sell here? If the answer would be you're nuts, then I guess you should buy. You don't have to buy a lot. You buy a little bit. I wish this was a 5-minute chart, though. You'd have to trade a lot. A 4-hour chart, it's not that bad. You might be waiting 4 hours to get filled, 8 hours to get filled on a limit, and you might be waiting 8 hours to get stopped out on some market, or you did. Or maybe you're waiting for the market to break out. So would this be the Asian breakout, and you're trapped on the short side now? So you went short on the breakout of that last cluster. You'd call that a flag, or people would call that a triangle or something. Or I'm sure if I went to the 1-hour chart, I could find a pattern in there. Okay, so it's a whatever flag or something, ascending triangle. So I'm looking at it like this. This is the big test tonight. The market's been open for 6 hours since, it opened up. We're 6 hours into the trading day. 5 minutes after, the 5-minute traders are going to be like, these 5-minute robots will be all over this thing now. Are the sellers coming in at this breakout point? That's the only question now. So that is the challenge. If we engulf the high in Asia here, then we will make money. So if we can just make it to there, we'll be up on the account. If we can eclipse that price and keep going, we'll be in really good shape. And, on the 15, it's a long way to the round number, but I'm looking at this as being my exit. On anything here, above this. And that's going to mean I've got to have a 20 pip target up above this in this space. And there'll be a bunch of drama there, I'm sure, because look at this kind of, people trade this pretty heavy. I think that's why it's barely moving and it does this kind of stuff. So, the fairly tight spread, you can still make money there if you know how to do that. That's going to take a lot of re-racking limits, And that's why people say, well, why don't you just put a sell stop here and a buy stop here and see what happens? Well, the only problem with that theory is if you drill down on this thing, they would keep trapping you. Every time it broke out to go up, you're like, oh, fuck it. Oh, wait. And then because see that they trapped you here, like you put a sell stop in here. And I'm just saying they trap you because if you use that scheme, that's what's going to happen. So it's all about, when people talk about, I suppose the goobers, people that put buy stop here because they want to go long and confirmation to get out of this. But see this sell stop, you get triggered and then they actually come up here and take out your other, if you have super tight stops like that. I mean, who has stops like that? I guess that's the question. or you stop too tight. But that is, and here is the classic. You break through this and you come back and retest that. Another chance to get short before the end of the world. But this is a 15-minute chart, and if I put some scripts in here, some limits here, and I buy this, I can cash out right to where my first order is, and I can just grab that whole thing. But the swing traders, you sit back in the swing trading thing. It's like watching paint dry until the news comes out. But then you can see the thing just go ripping into zones, and it looks like the dollar's kind of just climaxed here. Isn't it funny how the dollar went up when you think it would go down with all the money they're printing? So it never seems to fundamentally make sense. I suppose that's why fundamentals just aren't going to make any money in those terms. So here's 5 minutes after. Well, we're just still stalled out here. Not much drama. Not much drama in the 5. Now that 15 is pretty interesting. Are we going to keep tanking here? Can we get above that? That 15 is pretty fast. You got to be pretty fast on a 15. I think, yeah, you got to get out and take your profits. When you see it coming down here, like right into this zone, because this is where the trap traders are going to get in, and they're going to buy at the market anytime it's below that. Buy at the market when it's below here. Right on the clock. And you got the limits. Trying to pick up a few more on limits. Here too. Another limit fell below this 20. You make your 10 pips. Get your sell limits up here. So right now you're long. Spread's kind of just under a pip. So this is just under a pip here. So you can get in a 10K or 8K right there. Each a different price. 5 decimal broker is crazy. So did this bottom become a top here? Yeah. If you're really quick on the draw, press that button. So look how this is just literally, it's just nothing but this. I mean, your equity's really not, who's winning here? Yeah, because 80% of the market's this. 20% is that. 20% scream. 80% is the accumulation distribution phase. And then unfair value, you're trapped here. You get a little node. Now you're either going to spill down like this. We get trapped below there. Come flying back to here. Sellers come in there. You can see the whole thing. And then, yeah, maybe it does keep tanking. I don't have any 5s. I got to start. If I had a tighter spread broker, I think I would write the, or floating spread broker. I'd put them in so that if the spread went to 0, if you have an account like that, then as soon as they fill that limit, you only got to make like 5 pips on that. You could put a fat ticket in those things, because you're going to make your $5 in the blink of an eye. It's pretty quick. And you're getting the best price. All right, so here it is. It's almost 10 after. 15-minute chart. We bought the new fresh lows from yesterday. Even deeper discount. The cheaper the better, I'm saying. See, the cheap hookers, you don't have to feel like you have to, you don't have to say like, how was your day? All right, so we got the 5 minutes left here. About 5 minutes before the 15 updates, and are you ready to sell here? You got your sell limit in ready to go down. Or you going to run a downtrend, right? Check the trend. Anybody got a moving average? Does anybody in the room have a moving? Harold, do you have a moving average? Did you bring one with you? The half-hour charts. You know, it's a lot smoother data than the 15. I'd say the 1 hour is like swing trading. That half hour, you look at this high activity trading, like buy, sell, buy, sell. 1 hour, there's one price pulse here. On the half hour, it's like, it is just ridiculous. But I like that. I mean, I like this bing, bang, bong. So you get this three shuffle. But boy, in the half hour, that's the only chance to sell. Sell every rally on the half hour. There is not one rally on the hour. There's one rally here. Lord. That is a destruction. That, like I said, that should be, somebody should, they should find out who's selling this. Imagine this market's just selling itself. It's like Bitcoin slamming all over the place. That's how that GameStop, somebody is talking about the GameStop. I saw it at $92. I looked it up on the internet, $92. I guess it went to 400, but that doesn't, it doesn't surprise me. That stuff is all over the map. I mean, I don't know, people jumping into it. I don't know. Was it really a problem? I think it was liquidity issues. People have only so much money in escrow, and if people call it in, that's the too big to fail equation, right? When it's quantitative easing, I think they call that a beer. Like everybody just wants everything soft. Everybody wants to be lied to about the reality. Yeah, just here's some more. Here's some free money. Just put your fucking mask on. Get your free money, and oh my god, this vaccine. Are you serious, people? Come on. Am I in a fucking sci-fi movie, like a cheap one? What are we doing with this mask? Come on. It's a great meme poster. How about you're allowed to put your like treat it like a NASCAR? Can you put all the STP on there, and can I get advertised? Can I get a free nose job? What about people that spend all that money on a nose job? How are they feeling now? Can they get reparations? I mean, what the fuck? If you got like lips, say you're one of these collagen injection Hollywood, like crippled Hollywood washed up star, and you've got all this stuff you've done to your face. Now what? Jesus. That's not right. Maybe Biden will put something in the tax form where I can check a box. How much do you spend on facial work this time, this year? Can I get a discount on my glasses? Because my glasses are based on my nose. You can't see my nose, so it's really ruining the whole effect of these high-end glasses I bought. Yeah. Well, what are you gonna do? Look at this market's dead. I swear, I'm looking at the market sometimes, and I'm like, nobody's fucking trading this on anywhere. I had to reboot my modem. Why do I gotta reboot my modem? I think that there's a buffer in the modem. Or it's a piece of shit modem. Does your modem do that where it just gets like 15 minutes? 15 minutes, people. Brace yourself. Brace yourself. 15-minute chart. Are the sellers coming in here? We're going to update this chart right here. They got some more sellers ready, some more goobers ready to sell this thing. Come on, guys. Can't you see a trend? You gotta love those trend traders. So ambitious. I don't know how they do it, honestly. How do you guys do it? I guess you could trade with the trend. Just get out, just get out when it's climaxing. That's all. It comes back into the buy zone, buy it, just buy and dump. But I don't know about holding it. Jesus, buy and hold. Who are these people? I guess, yeah, buy and hold for 8 hours and make like 8 grand. But I'm just not up for that hold for like a month and make 80 grand. Like, no, I just want to get out because we've all seen that 80 grand trade kind of turn into like a negative 10 grand trade. I just rather bank it. It's too much stress holding a position like that because trust me, if you did that and then you get out and you're like, if I just stayed in there one more week, I'd have another 500 grand. I don't know. You're always going to say that, I suppose. I mean, I always feel very, oh, geez, I should have. Yeah. Well, next time, do like that next time. But it's just like anything else, Market's coming at you here pretty hard. Look at this sell off. Really, people? Those damn trend traders selling this. Look at this entrance point. That triple top there on the 15. Come on. Does it get any better than that? That last one. Perfect head and shoulders. Kind of like a flat head and shoulder. And then, bye-bye. Now what? Are we going to come back off this insane sell? Yeah, I think so. So here's the contest. It's all about this double bottom on the wicks. So just to make it simple. And this I just don't have the patience, I guess. I want the patterns to just happen, Okay, they just happen now. Are we there yet? But this is going to be the last trade of the week, so to speak. Yeah, because there's not much left, This could be an amazing retracement too. 10-hour ride maybe north, and then that's it. There's still going to be these windows where you can get in. I guess the best thing is to have that 20 to 40 pip window and make 80 pips. That's like the best trade, but there's only one of those a week, I think. Per currency. Yeah, but you know what? I've seen it retrace all the way back, So 2 of those moves, a 60 pip move, an 80 pip move, and 1 currency. I mean, overall, of course, it's going up and down through all those things to get 80 pips out of it, but it's never like starting here and just taking off 80 pips. Although when the news comes out, yeah, it bolts. Even today, it bolted up 30, came back 20, bolted up 25. It was pretty erratic. No time to be buying it or selling it. I think if you get in before the news and or you could put buy stops in there, you probably get some slippage, but you could have said, I don't know what's going to happen, so I can bracket it. And you're going to lose a few tickets, right? Because you can't get every one right. It's impossible for every strategy to work all the time. So when somebody says, well, you're just doing just throwing hope something sticks. Well, of course. I mean, if you have a customer that's, really has a particular thing they are looking for, then is it worth it to stock that item? There's a store up the street, and I go in there and I'm just thinking, is there some mafia guy that came in here and said, I want this kind of ice cream? So it's just, I'm like, you got one flavor of lactose-free ice cream. What in the fuck is going on in here? Like, I just want to get the manager and say, are you doing that just to fuck with people? Like, you got one flavor of ice cream. Vanilla. Lactose-free. Is there a guy in the neighborhood that's demanding this? Bring me this guy. His head on a stick. I need to talk to this guy. This guy that's trading against me in the forex markets. Is this one of the big boys that I heard about? The big boys. You know, the big banksters. You know, the guys that are the hedge fund guys that are so smart. They know just how to short the market against a bunch of kids. You know, going long against them. That is the funniest, if it's true. I think a lot of it's just mob mentality. You can say that these people did this, and it is true, right? I mean, people do crowdfund stuff. They could create enough of an order imbalance, especially with a stock that doesn't trade much. I guess they could ambush it, but who cares? They do that shit all the time, man. People do that all the time. They think, hey, did you hear about this? No, did you hear about that? I mean, next thing you know, people are buying crazy stuff. And then Tickle Me Elmo. Does anybody remember Tickle Me Elmo? Coleco. Their stock went through the roof, and that's a great story. And then after Christmas, you couldn't give those things away. But people would kill themselves to get them just before Christmas. Just typical, crowd stupidity. Yeah, like wearing a fucking mask. They got this new ad on the radio. I mean, this is so fucking ridiculous. This is a new ad on the radio. And he says, yeah, wear your mask correctly. And it's such a polished commercial. It's like the guy that does the car commercials. Dude, really? He's talking of is everybody a fucking 2-year-old? There's 5-year-olds got more shit together than these commercials are written for. Are we that fucking stupid? This is for people that don't understand what a mask is. Get the fuck out of here with these ads and shit. I'm sorry. I can't fucking take it. It's wrong. That should be fucking outlawed. Where's the reparations for that shit? These dumb fucking ads. I shouldn't even be listening to the radio. Who is it me to complain? And you know what it is? These are public service announcements. These are from the Ad Council. This is the one that just blows my mind. I still can't. If anybody can explain this to me, if you ever heard this ad, there's 2 or 3 of them out there. I'm afraid to play it in the background and get copyright infringement, but don't try to beat the train ads. Come on, man. You really have to tell people that it could be dangerous to try to race a train through to get through the intersection. So the ads like this, 2 guys talking to each other, watching a guy try to beat a train. And the one guy says, I can't believe what I'm seeing. And the guy's like, yeah, I can't either. And I can't believe what I'm hearing. Like, why is there a commercial? Why is there a commercial for this? How to stop. It's like, they should have these guys. I'm sure these guys are getting paid. I can rent them out. I'll see if I can get the rights to play that. Man, that's so here. We're right to the we're right to the moment of truth. Here we're banging on the ceiling here, trying to get back into the fold. I'm sorry, but you gotta hear that ad to really appreciate it. Every time I hear it, I'm just fascinated. I can't stop listening because you can hear the train in the background, a car, because it's on the radio. You know, you just have to imagine this situation. Oh man, I'm sorry, but that just tickles me to no end. The fact that people need to have wear your mask properly. Holy fuck. Yeah, so I went to the store today to get some cleaning supplies, and man, people wearing these masks like it's fucking a big fashion statement now. You notice that? People are like, they got the Gucci in their fucking Louis Vuitton mask. You know, where's the Gucci mask? Did they go there yet? Gucci got a mask? Oh, I don't know. Sorry. take a slap happy. Fucking trading the shit out of this poor demo account. All right, we're coming back off the floor here. We're only down 1,300. So that Cuban sandwich that I promised you, we're gonna have to buy the whole sandwich factory after this trade. But these are the trades that really test your patience, and swing trading is definitely a tough skill. I think the scalping's tough. If you run a really tight stop, I think that is really difficult, and you really got to be like sitting with your finger on the trigger, I suppose. But I could put the scalps in on the limits, you know. I could put a series of tickets up there that has a 12 pip stop to make 8 pips. But I prefer to just go with a master stop. Like, say you put a 50 pip stop in there, market comes in, and these would be double clicks, because to write a master stop like that, you just have a hard stop. And you just accept about maybe a 50 pip zone of buying every 5 pips, or selling every 5 pips, just in a linear grid with a hard stop. So I'm not running those now, and I should. I should run those double clicks, but the reason why I don't is because, well, it's more complicated. And it's hard written. So when you do a drop with your hand and you put these buy and sell limits at which you know to be new lows, if you look at the chart, you'd have to say, oh, it's, you know, the low of yesterday is about 10 pips below us, and then hit a button that's going to stack in a very, it could be anything. It could be any kind of crazy scheme. Whereas these drops that I'm putting in, it's nothing but a duplication of the where your mouse is. So it's maybe 5 or 10 tickets. I got some that are like 10. It's every pip, a 10K in a 10 pip window. So it's ridiculous, but I'm not doing it in this one because I'm doing so much trading in this thing. I want to be more precise than even that, because there's like 5 pip windows out here, and if we stack the tickets in a cluster, and you put a 20K in an 8 pip window or a 5 pip window, that's better, because, well, that means that you can see these little slices, these little supply and demand windows. Whereas if you just blanket the whole chart with linear grids, it's not so good, because now you're waiting for the market to retrace, and you really should have bought more at the very key levels. So the art would be laying in the limits in the very key levels, so that you really exploit that little trap zone, and take the scalp off of that and pad the account, and then you can afford to ride the swing. And even if it dips again, you'll make more money on that dip, and you keep on making some kind of money on micro moves. And then when the market goes for the big swing, you could be in half the position and just sit back and be like, you know, fuck. You know, I've already made enough money scalping that I could just stop trading for the day. I guess that's the best thing, is to be able to make money in a couple hours a day. And then, okay, if you wanted to hold a position, maybe you open a different account so that you don't have to worry about getting out of the profits of that. So in the background, on a separate account, you're in a swing trade, and then you have a scalping account. And typically would, if you got a fast broker, that's going to let you do a lot, you know, babysit the market and trade a lot. Because if you're just going to throw a limit 80 pips deep all week long, which there's nothing wrong with it, that trade works out just as good too, right? Because the market's going to either drift down or slam down to 80, and you know you want to buy there. It's might be a Fibonacci level, who knows? And you're going to buy it on there. That's all there's to it. And you're going to buy just a 1K? Okay, 1K with a 20 pip stop. It was $2. You got to order 20 pips deep. And you got a target of 60 pips, which would be 20 pips below where you're at now. And that's how you write the script, is that when you double click it, it's all hardwired. It's where you're at right now. When you hit it, it puts them in. Whereas these hand drop ones that I've been doing the whole time on this account are directed where your cursor point is. So the beauty of the double click is you don't have to find the chart. You can run it from a tablet, and you're really saying, then you can organize these scripts to say to yourself, when I double click that, if I double click all three of these right now in this basket, I'll never repeat the interest price because I know what those scripts are. I know what's in that. Whereas if I drop these guys and I have some logarithm, I have some staggered ones in here, they might end up stacking on top of the other ones. So to be really, I guess, disciplined, or whatever you call it, you have the so the hard-coded ones. And that to me is, the thing, the thing. So I think that's going to be what I'm going to run on the tablet. And that way I can have, it'd be more better. I want to go into that direction because as much as I like putting these in like this, in the end, it really comes to down how long is it going to take to get there? Because if it goes up or it goes down, so you may see all these patterns, and you're perceiving, oh, look at this opportunity, that opportunity. But in the end, aren't you just buying 50 pips deep? And how much you're going to buy. And so these double clicks makes it so that you could just go, oh, I'm going to buy 80 pips deep. And you could put in the linear grid. And when the market drops 10 pips, you hit that button again. And it's going to do the exact same one. Whereas if you do the drops when that's happening, you're like, oh, I got to think about where that's going to go. So I want to go in that direction because that's also what a robot could do. The robot could launch this array, and I've got the robot launching the arrays that are hard written. It's like just, there's nothing you can do about the way it is. So that's that. And then because it's a lot of work, especially if you're going to go into these other currencies. So you have British pound. Let's take a look at British pound here. So British pound, I would just hit the double click and it would just come in here and I just lay in orders and just do the math. And the deeper one's longer lasting because this would be the most precise. I guess I got a 5 pip window here, right? So this is 8 hours. Well, sure, I want to buy here, right? But I could hit a button that just stacks up. It would just do that right there. And instead of having this stop that is exactly the same as these entries, you could have a hard stop, or you could have a scalp, a swing. You could have a really bad ratio inside that and a good ratio. Whereas this, I'm stuck with all of these ratios being that. So it's different. So if I knew if I hit a double click and it just put in something right now that was 20 pips deep, would start here. It would be a 20 pip span and be unique stops and unique targets too. So I'm stuck here with this, and so it's kind of clunky in that sense, but of course this is great for if you want to really be precise, because you do want to buy here, and you can stack these up And then way down here, I suppose. I don't think we make it down there. So it's the probabilities. And I think I like the idea of hitting a button and just, it's going to put in a 1K down here maybe. And I do have those. I have those. I wrote those on the tablet, then the tablet crashed. So hopefully I've got those copies somewhere because it's painstakingly written. It was literally like if you double clicked it, it would put a 1K in like 55 pips deep. And it spelled out the stop and the take profit and everything. It was ridiculous. Okay, we're still banging. The sellers came in at this floor again, so still on another tirade down. I think I ran out of tickets there. Overloaded the wagon again. At least ticket wise. Okay, this is the 5 minutes after the 5 minutes after the top of the hour. This thing's just ripping. I mean, the bottom of the hour is come and gone. We're just ripping down now. Again. Just updated the half-hour chart. Going for new lows. Yeah, can you blame them? Out of control. Another punishing sell-off. Hey, right where it's supposed to be. True breakout point. Yeah. So, what are you gonna do? Wait it out. I can't buy anymore because I overloaded it. With limits talking about the market. That's the problem is that I'm putting all these tickets in, and it's kind of a joke in a way, but it's just so you can see what it looks like to do this. In the end, you're going to trade at the market. I'm going to trade at the market and on limits. So I would, if I am around to see the market. So if I just woke up and I saw the market down here, I'd definitely be buying underneath this. And every 30 minutes it's down, I hit the buy button. And I also put the limits in deeper. So I'd probably try to do about 20% at the market. And that's when I could do the double click on the tablet too, because to come to the computer is just such a pain in the ass. Like you got to grab the mouse here. That sounds like work, huh? Got to grab the mouse and bring the ticket over here and put it in. So I had this account here. I think I had running with a double click on it, and I would just go nuts. The market would sell off, and I just clicked that. And it was putting in 20K in this unique staggered thing. And when it would retrace, it would just make so much money. So I would just run that. They last 4 hours, and it's just an immense stack of tickets in there. But it was covered 30 pips. I mean, the market was moving at 15 to 20 pips an hour, and I had the thing. So when it finally got really filled, it was out of control. But, I don't have the sell side of that because here I can sell just by dropping this drop above me. So you'd have to trade the yen, the dollar to the yen. You have to find something that's plunging to do that technique with that one script, because to write the sell side of that's a real bitch. You got to change the ask to bid, then you got to invert all the numbers and picture the market going up into this thing and bouncing off the ceiling, so to speak. So that's that, and you have, that's, but I have that, and if I know that, if I know what the script's going to do and I double click it, then it's like done. It's just, that's how it's going to be. Or here, it's like, down here, I think I want to buy down here, and I'm still tanking. I'll buy new lows. If we keep tanking here, I guess I'll be buying new lows. Okay, they're coming in my limits. Did I put not close enough. Limits aren't close enough. Oh well. That's right. Yeah, so top, coming into the close of the 4-hour chart, man. It's like 1 o'clock. Less than an hour and a half, so 1 hour I've been sitting here babbling for an hour, but I guess you could say you stop hunted the bulls there. Anybody that bought this pullback, this top, they just got stopped out, or we're going to crush down some more. The daily's just out of control. So we got the, I can't buy here because they locked me out, but I'd be buying here, I'll tell you, right, in about 5 minutes. In fact, right there. I think this is another auction here. There was a bunch of pent-up demand there. But we wouldn't have got filled on that because, see, the spread is, we would have got filled a little bit above that, right about there. Now that's not a real price down here because it's the bid prices, but if the spread was like this, right, we put our limit there, we definitely got filled. Because when the price was here, the ask was here. It's pretty tight. Wait for the update of the 15. So it is hard to buy these new lows, but if you've run out of money. But it really doesn't get any better than just keep buying it when it keeps tanking. I see you have to wait for the 15 update. And we gotta wait for the that's just a waiting game. You know how it is. You know the thing. Okay, it's coming out the 15-minute charts update. So if we close down here in the 15, definitely buy at the market. It's a no-brainer. Plus, he did this little stop on here. Picked up the supply zone that's an hour old. Was that like 1 hour ago? Let me see if I can zoom in. Yeah, so not really here, but in the half hour you can see it. They took out that. It's a 1 hour built on 2 hour, 2 30-minute bars. So on the 15, close below that, we want to buy it. It's definitely a buy. Just gotta stay. So if it does close below this, we buy. Or if it's just down, we buy. But this is why the limit would have got filled, I think. Even though spread here is 8 tenths of a pip right now from here to here on the spread. All right, so the painstaking waiting of it all. I got the a minute and a half left here to update this 15. Yeah, it just takes a long time for the markets to pause and stall out, make a run, stall out, make a run. Here's another example of this is 80% nonsense, and it's either going to go like that or it's going to go like this. This 80%, this treading water part is, I suppose, the cause for the effect of actually going somewhere. Alrighty then. We only got 1 minute left here to, or 45 seconds left to close out this 15. Getting ready to pull the trigger. Confirmation entry at the market. Trusty 15-minute chart. Got triple bottom there. Double bottom. Alrighty. Here we go. Seconds left. All right, 2 seconds. Let's go. Hit me. Come on, guys. You can do it. So, hopefully you bought that close of that 15-minute because you're already up. Look at that. Another attempt to make a run for the border here. Come on, Biden says it's okay to come across the border. Come on, kids. Get in them cages. Come here, you. Let me learn you how to trade some forex here. Yeah, forex trafficking. That's what we do. Take the kid there. Got the kids pulling the trigger there in the market orders. Don't disturb Johnny. He's just learning how to pull the trigger and then buys when the market sells off. Are you feeding these kids? Fuck yeah, we feeding them. Feeding them Pips. Got a bowl of Pips in the morning. Pips, the new cereal from the forex country. Grown and raised in forex country. Yeah, well, boy. What's next with this government? I get that anal swab going. I think that's the new. Forget trying to beat the train. Beat the swab. Beat the mask. I can't believe he's putting on a mask and trying to beat the train. I think people's gone too far with that. I mean, people that, I guess they are talking to people like they're fucking 5 years old because they act like it. What are you going to do with that, you know? They can't fix brain dead. I'm mastering face mask wearing. How to properly install a mask. It's like installing a regime. You just got to rig it just right. When I what's that Dos Equis guy? When I rig an election. Some Democrat came out and said in New York, it's like, you know, this machine's rigged. Oh, really? I guess if you're a Democrat, you're allowed to say that. Okay, I'll let you go then. Still waiting to update this 4-hour chart. Man, I don't know if I can wait. I'm going to drift off to sleep again. This is too exciting, this fucking trading. What are we going to do? Yeah, I guess that's why people go on that Forex Factory. Let's see what's on Forex Factory. What are people talking about? There is that big news coming out tomorrow. That should be insane. People are going to... I guess there was... The jobs report wasn't that bad. They said it was pretty good, actually. Is that a good thing, or do we want it to be bad? You done a bad thing. Now look what you done. What did I tell you about Forex trading? Sorry, I got my clicks turned on here. I'm going to rip your head off. Shit. Using this on-screen keyboard because mine's buried underneath something. Wow, look at this. Look at the slam dance. Look at that. Wow, that dollar CAD went ripping north. Wasn't there some news coming out of Australia? Wow. Yeah, this is a firestorm, this thing. This made the market go up 80 pips in the blink of an eye in about 15 minutes. Yeah. It was, look at this stuff. Come on, give me a break. What the hell's going on here? Look at this. That was just brutal. How'd they come up with that much news at once? Monetary policy, official bank rate, you know, the color of your shoes. Well, they got going. And then, like, oh, it's not enough. This guy come out and speak. Was like, well, we're planning on doing good things. Okay. Like what? Can you list a few? Oh, we don't want to get into that. If we tell you, we got to kill you. No, seriously, what is going on with this forex factory? Thank you for your support. Oh, don't mention it. Are they trying to advertise on me? Yeah, so the interactive trading, did anybody ever go through the forums through here? You gotta love it. Yeah, the broker discussion. This is a good thing. Interactive trading. You post your charts. Cable. I think that's the pound. Here, USD only. What's going on here? Welcome to. I just like that preface when people do that. It's like in the beginning there was. Yeah. Every trader loves to post his or her ideas. Interact with other traders during exciting, frustrating, most of the times, boring trading hours. Yeah, that's for sure. I believe the overall subconscious goal is to feel surrounded by living, breathing, real people. Well, hey, buddy. Better mask up. Don't try to beat the train. Like-minded personalities. Oh, really? That's all I need. Another pissed off person to talk to. Isn't it funny people make these? What is it about the trading world that people feel a need to? It's almost virtual signaling. You know, no, dude, you don't even know how to fucking trade. Give me that goddamn mouse. Where's the angry traders? But luckily, oh, here we go. And why do people want to be? I don't get it. Do we have this problem in other venues? Like if you went to a knitting site, but luckily we have many places on the internet where we can share and collaborate such ideas, and this thread has been created to become one of them. Oh, it's like giving birth. But with one big difference. A difference. What's that? Goodwill, peace, kindness, collaboration, sharing, and caring. Oh, can I get a hug? Family, supporting, respect. Well, you lost me there on the respect. Go fuck yourself. Where do these people come from, honestly? The virtue traders. That being said, dude, I'm still trying to absorb what you said. Come on. Who is this guy? Biden's fucking the hidden hunter brother. Here are 3 simple rules. Oh, just the word rules, dude. When I see that, I'm triggered. You know, we want you to follow. Oh, we gotta follow rules. It's not that we want you to listen to them. These are suggestions like 100 Days of a Mask. No, this is, and then is this a template? Is this a template? This sounds like something in the back of a magazine. 3 simple rules we want you to follow. Nothing more. Oh, God, really? It doesn't cost anything? Next thing you're going to tell me it's free to be nice. Fuck you. It doesn't cost anything to say thank you. Yeah, it does. Fuck off. Who are these people? What is this, some Reddit site? What are we going to crowdfund the... If they make the euro go up, I'm in. I'll be respectful and sharing and caring and collaborative, invitational kindness. I love how it's like goodwill, peace. Oh man. Come on, people. Oh well, now this doesn't get any better than this. Here's the next thing. Number 2 on the list. Hatred, fights, patronizing others. What is that? Is that when I say, hey, that's some good trade there, buddy? You mean like sarcastic patronizing? Oh, I'm so sorry. I can't. I can't keep it together. No, why is trading like this? Maybe not all of it, but why is social trading sites like this? Trolling and toxic behavior will not be tolerated. What are you going to do to me? Jesus. Who are these people? Using large, colorful fonts for attention is also sort of toxic behavior. Sort of? Big buy signal in blue, sell in red. Oh, hey, simmer down, buddy. Hey, you're really offended. So I guess there's no corner of the planet doesn't have politically correct dialed in shit all over it, right? Is this what I'm to believe? Is that we can't escape this stuff? Not even in the trading world. Mask up and post Arial font, please. You're offending me with that trebuchet. So, newbies should. Oh, wait. So avoid it. Wait a second. So after he tells you that it would be toxic, he tells you that you should avoid this. Thanks, buddy. Newbies should ask questions only. What? Not tell you to fuck off. Oh no. I'm so sorry. But come on, man. Where's your moral compass? If they try to lecture any members. Oh, I'm sorry. I just lost it there. But come on, man. I just think it's amazing. Also here, just keep this in mind. That your limited knowledge. I mean, the thing is that I prefer to be lectured by a newbie because I mean, what other fun is there? Who wants to be lectured by somebody that knows what they're talking? Who wants to be lectured? Just straight out, right? How about just don't lecture people? Do we have to dial this in so far? Their limited knowledge. You poor dumb shits. You don't have enough. You ain't got no knowledge in your head. Or they, or if they post empty, valueless, or meaningless charts, we'll be banned from posting on the thread meaningless charts. Nothing personal. Oh no, not at all. I mean, after you just rip everybody to shreds and come back and claim that, well, you know, after I told everybody to eat shit and die, nothing personal. I like how he has in caps. You know, he's triggering me with this fucking caps. He's going for a different font here. I'm kind of, dude, fucking practice what you preach. Come on. Oh, Jesus. Oh, man. Oh, here we go. Looking from the bright side. What is this guy? Some Bible thumper? Besides trading related topics, all members are free to. Oh, okay. This is what you can do. Okay, first it's carrot and stick here. Share jokes. Hey, did you hear about the guy on the internet that said you could post in different colored fonts? We're not allowed to tell that joke. And silly ideas. Oh, so now I can have silly photos and shit. But wait a minute, I couldn't have any charts that were meaningless, but silly's good. Okay, it's silly and meaningless. Can I? What if I call the chart silly and meaningless with that? Isn't it funny how, you know, maybe this guy's a control freak. I'm just saying, I'm just going to put it out there. I think it's very possible. So, Oh, YouTube links. I'll put my YouTube link in here. Oh, how cool! Where I ripped this guy apart. Can I do that? I've done that. Let's do it again. Uh, which they think would break the ice. Oh, the icebreaker jokes. Yeah, I like those. Put a smile on everyone's face. A shit-eating grin. Sure, constructive. I think I've read this before. I think it's just so hysterical. Post about fundamentals in politics as long as it's related to the euro dollar. Okay. Wow. That's epic. That is some funny stuff. Yeah, it's like 3 years ago. I guess it was very good of him to step forward and do that. But I think I did this video before. It's just too funny. I mean, it's actually funny the second time around. Come to think of it. It says trades. Oh. Gold micro. Here, a long, open long position. That'd be me. Oh. What's 1 minute chart? Oh shit. He just went long just now. Okay. I don't disagree. Or he went long over here or something. I don't know how this works, honestly. This looks like traders what do you call it? Traders view. It's kind of disturbing. I don't get it. I guess I can move the charts around here and stuff. All right, that's kind of jerky. Those forums, man, that's cute stuff. What else we got? Trading discussion. How about what's this? Don't day trading. No trend lines, no breakouts, no indicators, only empty charts, no marketing, no signals. Okay. Where's that check? Forex is random? Yes, no. I don't know if I'm allowed to take that poll. I'm not a member, but let's see. Show me your trading system. Hey, buddy, that's personal. The two most powerful warriors are patience and time. Yeah, more like the most biggest obstacles to me. Warriors. Yeah, warriors are kicking my ass. Okay, we're coming off the floor here. So what is this? Oh, random, huh? Let's look at people's charts. Interesting, huh? So, oh, pound will drop. So people like to make predictions, you know. That's oh, look at this guy's prediction. Oh, this is like what's her name? Oh God, I can't remember her name. A trading girl. I haven't watched her in a while. The Asian chick. She does those kind of projections. She's gonna take off like a rocket like that, see? Okay, so boy, that was funny. Go back to the boring charts again. Let's see if we're making any headway on this. It's 5 minutes after, in about 10 seconds. Let's see if we're gonna engulf. Bring it. What was that game show they used to? Oh yeah, this would be Family Feud. Show me. Is it going up? It's time for the forex feud. Are we coming? Are we coming? Are we stop hunted here? That was the 15 buy. That was the little baby wick hunt. Lasted all of an hour. It was 2 wicks on the half hour. It's 5 minutes after. Okay, let's see. Let's see some drama here, people. Come on. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Still waiting. Yeah, it's just always waiting, you know. Seems that's all we do. Is that the patient part of the thing? Gotta have those patients. Kudos to your blank chart. I'd like it to go 30 pips above weekly high. Yeah, we all want these things, don't we? Oh, look at this. There's a guy with multiple tickets. There you go. Up on that trade. 8 pips stop. Jesus, how do you do it? Wow. Doesn't say how big he's in. I'd get in big if I had 8 pips stop. Oh, what do I got here? Oh, yeah. Man, there's so many people trading, isn't there? Oh, look at this guy. So he's up on that trade. About ready to cash out. Cash me out. Wow, look at this. Brutal drop. I don't know when these charts are. All September of 2020. Jesus, old charts. Yeah, that pound can sure rip, can it? What do you think that is? I don't know what time frame that is. Plungeola. That's what we do here, Plungeola. All right, still waiting. Got nothing. We're stalled out here waiting for some type of resolve. So the 1 hour chart updated, or we know the half-hour chart updated there. And that slight pullback, you would have bought. You can't really see it here unless you go to the candles, I guess. Then you do. So this pullback here, you got a hammer. So you got a hammer on the half hour. You would have bought that pullback. Or you got the buy stop sitting above here, looking to get picked up to go along. The spread's a pip. Pretty narrow range, isn't it, down here? 4 hour charts going to update in about 51 minutes. And I would buy, if I got some free tickets available, or I can delete some, I suppose, and start buying here. A disciplined trader, you know, wait till the completion of this 4 hour bar. If it's below this low, it's a guaranteed buy. As long as it's below that low. You lock in this price. Wait for London to open. Come flying back. Cash out the cash out if we get above this, like, so we come into this zone. Now, so now it's more likely. I think there's more potential to make it here now because of all the pent up demand there. I mean, all this pressured here, more likely to make it up, swing up to that. Because if you pop through that right away, you know, it's like, okay, these fast moves are just almost every fast move is fake. Every fast big move. Well, in the big picture, because this big fast take there, right? If you jumped on the 15-minute sell train, yeah, you could sell the half hour, right? The half hour, you could justify trading every half hour. So the 48 possible trades a day at the market. So you're just going in the trend mode. You'd sell 3 up there at the market, sell, 3 buys, buy. The sells, if you had hard stops and everything, the buys would get stopped out, and you'd be left in some kind of sell there. And that's if you let it play out to the target. So here's a cute little pullback here. Very faint pullback, which means the sellers are there's not a lot of momentum in the sellers. They couldn't close it down here, so to speak. So that would be the lack of sellers. They were supposed to sell pretty heavy here and start taking it through the floor. So sellers come in there, and now they start to take it down, and they got to really start to go down. But the problem is not you're coming into Europe Open and you're trapped underneath this. It's kind of like, uh-oh, we're outside of the range, and on the 4 hour, it's going to end up being a possible wick. That the swing traders, we would get a big down candle, and maybe the next candle will engulf it, and then actually on the 8-hour chart, you'd have a hammer. Because you do have an inverted hammer here, kind of inverted doji here, but it's getting all. So here's a spitting top underneath the 1-hour chart. So that kind of wipes out the candles, but you can just barely see the body there. All right, so I like this big nosedive. Let's see what the pound's doing. The pound looks ready to take a rally too. So this is the argument that the dollar is going to get crushed here. The pound's teed up, ready for a rally. I don't have any pound trades on now. It's too hard to focus on all these currencies. I mean, this was a ripping 100 pips smash. So the way it got there was when that news came out. See how it rips 40, stalls out, messes around a little bit, and a little bit more up on the table there. Now it looks like we're in a, I can't see what's going on there. It's tough. I'm just going to say this space above us. I got to get rid of this moving average. It's just too, it's too ridiculous. Doesn't help in any kind of way. Okay, so I just care about the pips there. So this way I can see the landscape. So the 4-hour, pretty crazy, huh? The pound's vicious. It moves so hard. So I would put buy limits down here like this, but I don't want to drop anything. Sorry, overload. I want to buy at the market now on the euro dollar at the market right now. 15-minute chart's going to update, and I want to get in as much as I can at this deep discount. So let's just do whatever they'll let us get. Okay, we can't do any. There you go. It's fine. Yeah, I'm not going to delete stuff. So all this work, delete the orders, put these orders in and stuff like that. I guess that's the work part of trading. It is a job, All right, that's the 15. We're just keep banging, knocking on the ceiling here. Get a reaction we get here. We can get a nice, we can plow into this zone here. The first target. Actually, I suppose this is the first target. It's a little gap here. Second one, come back. We can dilly-dally around here and find a home where we are going to range inside. Those, that's why you got to scalp out, because, we could still go down here and go lower when Europe opens, You'd be surprised if you come down here again. So we kind of want to bank something. Get up here. People are freaking out. They're like, uh-oh. And just kind of, well, most people are jumping in. They're like, wait a minute. Because it'll be 1 o'clock in the morning here soon. And all the people that look at the 4-hour charts are going to be like, I don't know if I want to sell here. It almost looks like the end of a downtrend, for God's sakes, or for a 4-hour just obliteration of the currency, which should be it should be something that should be against the law in some regard. But that it can't be because these unregulated markets. The whole point of this thing is that it could retrace about 80 pips. Boy, that news certainly makes it happen quickly. So all those voids that were pent up waiting to get filled, they just get filled like whoosh. Amazing. I wonder how much of that's fueled by stops being triggered or just people buying right when they hear the news, just coming in with giant tickets. It's probably a little bit of everything. And in the end, who would care anyways? Like Como said, they're dead, they're dead. Come on. They died here, they died. You stopped out of this current, you're stopped out. Okay. Who cares? What difference does it make? Yeah. The Benghazi trading system, what difference does it make now anyways? You're stopped out of the trade. What do you care? What are you getting all kind? You getting all respectful and kind, trader? Euro dollar only too. Wow. Gee, can't I talk about that? What? No. Well, no. Can't talk about anything. Everything's off limits. But you can have a cute little joke as long as it doesn't have a chart on it. You can have a silly chart, but like a chart like maybe a stuffed animal or a balloon animal. Well, you love that. That's what most of those sites are like. It's funny because they shut down this one social site because people got rude. But I mean, what's the point? You're bored. You're just sitting there waiting for the market to move. Why not just rip somebody a new one? I mean, what's the point of life? No offense to polite people. No offense taken. That's the nice thing about polite people. You just can't piss them off. They're like, I understand where you're coming from. No, we can agree to disagree. No, we can't. You're full of shit. We can't agree to disagree. Well, that's your view. That's your reality. Oh. Man, this is this creeper gear trade. I'm going to have to take a break. I got to take a nap. Oh. Find another trashy movie to eat, to consume. I got to get some cheap food here and a movie. That's the only survival tactics to the market. When you're in these trades like this and you're in a giant position and you're going against everything, you're buying this low like this. It's just you need some soothing comfort food. Is what you just call it. I'm drinking coffee. That's my comfort food right now. It just tastes good, and I feel like it's going to help me trade better. I don't know if that's true, but it looks like this tick chart's about to break out. Oh, I guess not. I'm rooting for this, obviously. Only trade in the euro. Only talk about the euro. Only serious font, please. None of that comic font. Don't speak unless spoken to. Please stay away from the bright fonts. And the pattern fonts, by all means. If you tried to use the pattern fonts, you saw what happened to Parlor. They'll just take all your servers down your cloud. We'll crash your whole interweb. We'll attack your router and your modem. Oh, gotta drink this coffee before it goes bad. I should just make one cup. I always say that because it tastes so good the first cup. But it starts to become a carcinogenic situation, I think, after that. So they're telling me. A little cancer is good for you. Toughen you up. Make you a better trader. I think I'll just kill myself. if I get some dreaded disease. I think I have a dreaded disease, but I think it's mental. I don't think it's physical. Of course, it can affect your physical health, being mentally ill. So it's no secret. I've watched enough movies to know that I could be in these movies. No, I'm not going to be violent, though. I'm amazed. I just saw this movie where the guy just beat everybody up at the end, like people that broke into his house, and he just beat them so hard. Jesus. But they had it coming. They were very mean to him. Unpolite, unkind, disrespectful. It'd be funny to break into somebody's house, find some trader, break into his house, and go to his trading terminal and go, "What is this shit you're doing? What is..." I'm calling the police. You better not. Man, I didn't know this was going on in here. Oh boy. Yeah. This is a very quiet evening, isn't it? Is the pound even moving? And what is going on here, people? No, it's just dead. Everything's just dead. Is there a holiday tomorrow? What's going on here? What in the wild world of sports is going on here? Yeah, we're not getting much activity tonight. Disappointed. Wait for that London Open. Epic sell-off. Usually get a sell-off in the pound here. Nothing. And these limits must be 8 hours I put in here. They're still here. They're about to delete themselves, I think, any moment. Coming up on 5 minutes before 12:30. Yeah, so pretty close to updating this 4-hour chart. Very close. Go to the 4-hour charts. So if I was inclined to, I would put the buy limits here naturally below. But I'm not, because it's just too much work, honestly. You could pick a trade. I guess that's the argument for the no nonsense, is that you just trade occasionally and get an entry, manage the trade, wait for another signal. Maybe it's the Turkish lira. Who knows? You got 27 pairs. It's like the alphabet. But yeah, it's a grind here. Very quiet. Stock market, I still cannot believe the stocks are making new highs. It just makes no sense. But that's what happens at the top. When it gets to the top, you're like, that's the top. Look at NASDAQ. I think it's about to keep going up. What the fuck? Look at this thing. Who's stopping this market? Honestly, we're about to just go into uncharted water. This will be the first time in history. Look at that NASDAQ. Now the Dow is on the same kind of like insane, unstoppable. What is going on here? Look at that. That's not going down. And good luck selling into that. Now here's where it becomes insane. There's no stopping this. I guess it's going to exhaust up there, but what is going to ever... are people just going to panic and get short squeezed? Is this like the GameStop hits the whole world market? I don't know, man. Boy, this Corona sell-off is just staggering. I can't even believe it. I still think this is the most tremendous, steepest sell-off. Have you ever seen anything like that? Ever? Never. There's nothing like this on the chart. I don't care how far out you go on the Dow. 2008 crash doesn't compare to Corona. That is staggering. Look at that. Corona, just nothing compares. With that first week. Can you imagine? So you're buying on dips here. Look how they just scalped this. Goes up. Yeah, people start buying here. They go, shit, I'm going to put a buy limit here. This should be a good place. Nah, is it really? Even the guy that put a buy limit here, of course, stocks, you're not going to lose more than you have, but good God. And then people are declaring, oh, it's a bear market. How to trade a bear market? Yeah, like that's sustainable. 4 weeks of hell. And then crawl back out. Crawl out of the hole. Make it to here. People are just like, oh. So this scares people out of the market, If you never saw that sell-off and all you saw was this nice gentle stuff here, you'd be like, oh, I just get in here. Just buy a little bit more here. Buy and pullbacks. Everything's fine to me. If you think that this could be around the corner, another one of these, oh my God. Well, I guess there is one here. I mean, that's a 3-week sell-off. People are probably going, oh, we're done. We're going to go like this. You know that's what people are thinking. Don't say you don't know that, because you know that. But here it's scary. Like, I thought we would just fall apart here. No. And if that's true, then the dollar is going down. This will be the top of the dollar. I mean, crude oil's already going up. Gas station. I just can't believe this Biden regime comes in, guns blazing, in total, full socialism retard mode. I've never seen anything like it in my life. How is this possible? Ugh. People just sleep at the wheel. People just want free shit. Netflix for everybody. Look at the dollar. The dollar came flying all the way back to this floor. Now what? Say bye-bye. Almost back to this. On the weekly, I think the retracement's done. Go back to business as usual. The dollar's been going down a channel here for the whole year, actually. Look at this spike. Wow, that was Corona. So when stocks go down, dollar goes up. Because when people sell stocks, they cash out in dollars. That's the so-called theory here. Seems to make sense, although this is going wackadoodle both directions. Okay, so it is now 12:30. The half-hour charts have updated, and we can go back to business as usual, people. Don't forget to tip your waitress. Bring on the half-hour traders. Last chance to buy below this low before the 4-hour chart updates. Fear missing out. Oh, all the way back to the floor on the wicks, and anything below here, the 20-yard line, the 20-pip handle. Beautiful. We're coming up to the line of scrimmage. We just popped our head above into the window. Is this the seller's window on the half hour? Let's see if we can invade this space now. Got to come into this territory, and then we just got to rip your face off and get one of these amazing moves. Looks like the pound could leave the station too. We've pulled back. The half hour hunt was there. Got free sailing north of us. Well, for a little bit. But does that mean that the dollar and the pound and the pound's going to end up, springtime, we'll be up here maybe by the end of the month. Dollar yen sell window. The daily dollar yen. Well, the thing crawled all the way back. Incredible, huh? Blew through that, all those wicks. Just took them out hard, all these wicks. Kablammy yammy. Blammo whammo. Crushed them here. One little scalp in there, that's it. Of course, that's a daily, so there was some trading in there. See when it tipped this thing? You could add a ticket sitting around that window. Right in this tippy top. Right there. Nearly got filled there. Let's see, these are high probability, ridiculously low pip trades. All right, hang in there. We'll make it. You're going to be fine. Oh, look at this nice pullback on the euro. We're going to defy the floor here. Going to reject it. We're about to engulf. That's the plan, Stan. Yeah, hop on the bus, Gus. Four hours getting ripe. There's the 1 hour. That's one pissed off currency. Such a nice clean sell off through that support. Alrighty then. People did cash out there, I'm pretty certain. That would have been your exit point. See that? And look, I'm selling right now. So sellers come in a little bit here. Can't blame them. But do we keep on trudging north? Can we just keep on crushing it? And if we do, it'd probably be viciously fast. Okay, in 20 seconds. 15 seconds will be 5 minutes after the bottom of the hour. There's the half hour. Boy, that thing just took off. Baby's pissed. Let's get up here, and then we can pull back, and then we can just let it go. So I'm in a $1 million position. I'm only down 1,100 now. So I think we can make, let's see, if we go 20 pips, we make, oh God, I think we make, well, at least $1,000. We make like 10 grand. We'll see here. I'm not used to that math. I don't really do a $1 million trade, so I think if we go up 10 pips, it's going to be 10 grand, right? That's $1,000 for every standard lot. That's $100 for every standard lot. Yeah, so we'll make $1,000. $1,000 of that. But yeah, if we go up there, we could make 30 pips. We make 3 grand. There we're still down 1,000 now. So let's see how far we can get here on the 1 hour chart, or by the top of the hour. You really got to punch through hard here on the 15. Still kind of stuck on that. You got to engulf pretty hard here now. Lock that in and then anticipate them taking out this high for us to make money quickly before the end of the day. Take that out. I get out everything here. It's not very far away. About 22 pips away. So it may look undoable here, but I'm giving it like 6 hours to get there. So just before this non-farm payroll thing, right? Isn't that what it is called? NFP. It's the NFP. It's coming on. That'd be a coming on there in the morning times. 8:30 in the morning, just dumping on everybody. Or maybe that one's later. I don't know. Don't care. But I'd go flat. If I was in a really big position, I would go flat before the news. Unless I'd built that thing based on going into the news. But, hey, open up a demo and trade the news. It's a blast. Or do setups. Put up bracketed buy stops and sell stops. I think I got some scripts that are called hedge. If you see those, if you double click that, it puts a buy stop and a sell stop for like an hour or 2 hours, whatever you bracket the time. Alrighty then. Quite a steamroller here. Trying to get through this. I think we violated the floor enough. Let's see where we can close by the top of the hour. How deep into the back into fair value here from that basically abuse. Looks like we're not going to close below there, so that's why I bought when it was down there, because I thought there's no way this is going to close below that at 1 o'clock. Well, not no way, but it's such a ridiculous new low here. And we could still close below there, I guess. We could take another dip now and lock it in. 21 minutes, end up. Still a good trade, I mean, now I wouldn't miss out on a trade because I'm like, well, my criteria wasn't met. It didn't close below, so I'm not, not really, because since I'm in 10 standard lots, so 10 hundreds. That's because of that. What's a few more tickets, I mean, I'm already in. And I'm not going to miss out. I don't want to miss out. So I cured that problem. If you're missing out, just put a bunch of tickets in there. So hopefully we can lock this in before Europe opens. The pound's on its way out of the gate. We just broke out the 1 hour. Well, that was a while ago. So this has actually been on its way up. I think the Euro's going to play catch up. And the Euro's in a unique buy opportunity just from the way it is sitting so deep like that. But since the pound's going up, hey, it's great. Great sympathy vote there. Vote against the dollar. And the dollar's obviously insanely back to this. I mean, that's a hell of a run there on the daily dollar. Buyers came in on gold here, so this is a nice entry on gold if you're a gold trader. This little wick here on the weekly, I think that's a great entry there, Yeah, nice deep discount. You're kind of underwater in this trade, but you bought everything below that. Yeah, that's wow. Look at this. Look at this big sell-off on gold. I don't know if you trade gold, but same story. There's a nice place to Get your buy limits triggered on the daily, and then just it rips up into here, and then just get out when it gets above that lonely wick, or just start selling there. Looks like a tight spread here on the cold, unless I'm just not showing the spread. No, spreads. It may not be turned on. It says show it, right? So all these boxes, I don't, let's just show the ask line. So I just can't see it. There it is. Wow, that's tight. 5-minute gold. That's a tight spread. Shit, that's tighter than my. See it fluctuating though. 24 cents. That's pretty tight. Wow. That's pretty good broker for gold, I guess. I've seen it be like a buck. All right, that 4-hour chart's looking nice and ripe. So if they can take out that wick, that would be amazing. So I'm locked into this trade now. I wouldn't change a thing now. I wouldn't trade any more of it. I would not buy anything. I wouldn't add to this. No way. We got in what we were going to get into there. And the market's been trading for since 5 o'clock. So we've been going for 8 hours. The market's been open for 8 hours now. All right. So that's a 15-minute chart. I'm curious to look at that. Then I'm going to go. Oh, so we're back to this floor here, 15-minute. Sellers came in a little bit there. All right, then we're just going to have to hope it's going to keep going up. Otherwise, the sellers come in here and we just keep tanking. We could scalp out right here. Cash out of these tickets, let the rest go, or we can just let the rest, just let it go. I say let it go. Down $1,000. Down $2,000 from my my highest balance, I think, was 16,000. So we're really we've taken all that margin and used it for this trade, so to speak. We're down $2,000 and we're using $2,000 of margin. All right, that's going to take a while. Buying the 5-minute pullback there. So we ricocheted off of this. Almost. And now what we have to do is, I would put buy limits here now. Let's see if I have it available. Just for the fun of it. I'll put some in here. 8-hour buy limits. Oh, I guess I can't. They're not letting me do it. So, sorry. Alrighty then. So we're going to have to just see how this ends up. London opens. Let's see if we get a rallying the pound, rallying the euro. Dollar gets crushed. And maybe it'll just keep on moving in one direction. Hopefully up until that NFP, and then maybe it slams down. So I'll be getting out before the news because I'm playing the move into the news. And that's that. But it does take a lot of energy and effort to trade. And I think it's hard. It's hard because you're trading with money. So if you bought like a boat to build, you're looking at wood and these things are tangible and you can't lose more wood than you have, right? And you can't, it's not like, it's such a limited price and everything's there. But the trading thing is strange because there's no, I mean, it's just money. You're literally trading money. It seems so strange. So you're directly involved in the profit of it. It's real-time profits. You can see, oh, look at, we're down 1,000. I mean, this just doesn't seem like it should be a good feeling, but you just get numb to it. Because you look at the boats that you bought that you never built and think, oh man, I got like two. I do that. I look at, oh, I got all this money invested in this. I didn't want to use it. What the hell? I got this stuff laying around. It's ridiculous. You know, look at that reaction from that. Sellers came in on that 5. So as long as we don't go below this is the new top on the 5. We're good. We can sustain this trade. Alrighty then. So I hope that wasn't too ridiculous, but I couldn't stop laughing. Oh, looks like we're gonna close below there. We could close below the 4, and like I said, would it be a qualifier by the top of the hour? Just pull the trigger and buy some more. That's all. All right, so I'll come back to this in the morning. See where we're at.